So there you go, the finished single object in colour. Hopefully you can see again, like when I did the black and white exercise, which I've got here up the top for you last week, is that started with those large brushes again. So in this case, these are two number 12s before starting to work down to things like these, the number 6s or 8s. And then down to smaller brushes again when we got into some of those finer details. To emphasize again that point of that, unlike in the black and white study where we were combining things like the cast shadow and then the dark of the chiaroscuro within the apple as one, in this case we had to develop it as two separate parts, because we are dealing then with the colour, that the colour of the background is different to the colour of the apple. But hopefully you could see that in the video though, that when I laid in the cast shadow in its colour and the chiaroscuro, the dark chiaroscuro of the apple, is that I tried to mix those colours that they were similar in tone, that this wasn't too dark or terribly darker than the dark in here. I tried to keep them of a similar tone, so when they were placed down onto the page and when I could stand back and look at them, I was seeing it then in a similar way to what I would see it here in the black and white. You'll notice that of course there's probably maybe a few more breaks, and it's a slightly longer video of me painting this one because there is a little bit more involved. You really are going to be painting hard for the full 30 minutes that you do this exercise. Now to move on is to repeat this exercise again, but again painting it in 30 minutes, but by adding now in a second object, and do that again. And then you do the exercise again, another 30-minute painting, and adding in a third object in those. Now for those of you that have done a little bit of colour theory with me in painting before, or have done colour workshops or colour classes with me, is that now to start to think about when you place in and consider your other objects that you're putting in, that you think about bridging colours, or be thinking about introducing objects that are coloured that will support this main motive colour. So if you refer back to the black and white version that I did in the other video, and I introduced those last objects and spoke about introducing those last objects in that video, I did consider the colours of those objects, and they actually support the red apple as the main motive. Good luck, happy painting, and I shall see you again soon.